I've got a few comments that I'd like to make. I'm Paul Nehlen, and I'm running for Wisconsin's 1st District Congress. I'm honored to be here today with these courageous women, the most courageous women you ever meet. I hope Paul Ryan's listening to them. Paul Ryan's ignored our angel moms and dads for far too long. We're here today to say not one more. We will not tolerate one more death of innocent Americans because Paul Ryan wants to satisfy his donors. We will not let one more family be torn apart by open borders. We will not let one more mother bury her child because our government failed to fill its most basic duties to its citizens. After Laura Wilkerson's son Joshua was tortured to death by so-called illegal alien dreamer, Paul Ryan voted to fully fund Obama's executive 2012 amnesty for illegal alien dreamers. Thanks to Paul Ryan's efforts, this unconstitutional amnesty is still in full and total effect today. After Jim Steinley's daughter Kate was gunned down in broad daylight in San Francisco's pier and his daughter lay dying in his arms, the last thing he heard was, "Daddy, help me." Paul Ryan voted to reward sanctuary cities with federal funding. Just before Michelle Root's daughter Sarah was killed by an illegal alien border crosser who had been previously released into the U.S. interior, Paul Ryan voted to fund the resettlement of illegal alien border crossers. Never before in our history has a representative been so out of touch with the people. Never before has a representative poured so much time and effort and money into pretending he's something he's not. Paul Ryan portrays himself as a man of sympathy, but no Republican congressman has done more to trample on the downtrodden and push Americans in poverty, debt, and servitude. Paul Ryan portrays himself as the guardian of the budget, but he's done more to enable the destruction of the budget than any man in Congress. Paul Ryan portrays himself as a defender of conservative principles, but no one has done more to undermine the rule of law, the most fundamental conservative principle of all. He says he's a man of compassion, but his policies are cruel. He says he's a man of pragmatism, but his agenda is extreme. He says he's a conservative, but every move and instinct we see is that of a radical. Ryan says he cares about your family, but with every action he takes, he just increases the dangers posed to your family and thousands more just like it, and those we saw here today. Ryan says his title is Speaker of the House, but he speaks only for the rich and powerful, and for the donors and everyone who isn't you. He took an oath and swore to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States, but his only loyalty is to money. His only allegiance to his donors, and the only issue he's ever cared about is the expansion of his own personal power base. And no amount of favorable profiles from the adoring Washington press corps, which wants a failure like Ryan and his party down to destruction. No amount of spin, no amount of smirking into the cameras, no amount of lecturing or hectoring or badgering will change the fact that Paul Ryan doesn't respect you, doesn't represent you, and he doesn't care about you. And if you care, just not for yourself, but for the least among you, the least safe among you, the least powerful among you, the least secure among you, then it is your opportunity, it is your privilege, and yes, it is your duty to replace Paul Ryan on August 9th and elect a man who will long last protect and serve and defend and swear his loyalty to the citizens of the 1st Congressional District. Of Wisconsin. For everyone who said your voice didn't matter, prove them wrong. For everyone who said you can't make a difference, prove them wrong. For everyone who said you can't have a representative or a government that is accountable to you, prove them wrong. You're not asking to control the world. You're not asking to control the lives of another person. You're not asking to rule the country. You're simply asking to have a member of Congress in your district who represents your values truthfully and honestly without deception, arrogance, or superiority. So I say to you, to every Wisconsinite, young or old, black or white, employed or jobless, in a union, not in a union. This is your chance to declare your independence. This is your chance to vote for change, for peaceful change, the most wonderful kind. This is your chance to alter the course of history and bend its arch back towards justice. One vote to stop amnesty. One vote to save the lives of countless Americans. One vote to stop TPP. One vote to stop the special interests. One vote to stop the lies, the disdain, the deceit, and the betrayals. One vote to send a message to Washington, D.C., a message that is so loud and so pure and so righteous that it will be heard by every member of Congress, every talking head, every lobbyist, every K Street lobbyist, and reverberate for generations. To every politician, to every globalist, special interest donor, every media commentator who said your opinion about what's happening to your country isn't worth as much as theirs. This is your chance to turn the tables on them with a single patriotic act. With a single ballot on a single afternoon, you will author the destiny of the United States of America. August 9th will be Wisconsin's Independence Day. Thank you. God bless America.